mackerel, and let's begin with the top stories of this hour. Opposition alleges the government of remaining silent over controversial tax hike. Lawmakers of ruling party charge opposition of exaggerating the issue. Cancer patients on the rise across the country. Government fails to aware the public about vaccines to prevent deadly cancer virus. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull survives a challenge to his leadership by a senior government colleague. And Liverpool maintained their perfect start to the Premier League season with a 2-0 victory against Crystal Palace. Let's begin with the national political updates. The ruling and opposition parties exchanged volley of blame games at the parliament over the local level's controversial tax hike yesterday. Lawmakers of the main opposition allege the government of remaining silent even as local levels have launched a tax collection spree. The ruling party, on the other hand, viewed that the opposition has exaggerated the tax issue. The opposition has accused the local levels of levying additional taxes on small businesses while failing to collect taxes evaded by large businesses. Following a heated blame game between the lawmakers from the ruling and the opposition camp, Speaker Krishna Bahadur Mahara intervened, urging the government to take the tax issue seriously. Former Nepalese ambassador to France, Kantipur Jha, has been murdered at his residence in Thapathali, Kathmandu. The police have informed that 80-year-old Jha was stabbed to death and had a deep cut on his head. Kantipur Jha's wife and the helper found Jha's body in a pool of blood in his room at around 7 yesterday morning. According to the police, the window screen in his room was found cut. The person responsible for the murder and the motive behind the murder are still not known. The police have stated that further investigation would be carried out after they received a post-mortem report. The police have taken 2 of Jha's gardeners and his helper Sanu Thamang into custody for further investigation. Kantipur Jha's wife and his helper were the only ones living in the house, along with Jha. Late Jha, who served as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for over 3 decades, was also Nepalese ambassador to France. He was also the chairman of the World Affairs Council and was active in the field of foreign affairs even after retirement. He is survived by his wife, a son and a daughter. And time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Welcome back. After the break, doctors in Nepal have said the number of cancer patients is on the rise even as no definite data is available on the number. The physical pain of cancer victims, the financial trouble and psychological trauma that the patients' families live through are usually hard to put into words. Despite all the trouble that the patients and the family have been through for long, the government has failed to make the public aware about the vaccines available to prevent cancer. It might come as a surprise to many that there are vaccines available in Nepal that help decrease the probability of acquiring uterus and liver cancer. According to doctors, if women get the vaccine before the sexually active age starts, it can prevent possible uterus cancer in future. Likewise, there are vaccines to fight against potential cancers caused by hepatitis B and C. Although available, the use of these vaccines has been minimal in Nepal. A few private hospitals have been using the vaccine while government hospitals have not introduced them as of yet. The government introduced the vaccine in a few districts as a pilot project. However, the high cost has discouraged the government from promoting it. Cancer has taken lives of many breadwinners in the family, which has shattered many homes. It is therefore deemed imperative that the government prioritize these vaccines and make them easily available. Now the public voice.
Public voice.
रेफरल अस्पतालको रूपमा समेत परिचय बनाउँदै गएको यो भरतपुर अस्पतालमा दैनिक 7 देखि 800 बिरामी उपचारका लागि आउँछन्। तर यहाँ आउने अधिकांश बिरामीले उपचार सेवा लिन निकै झन्झट बेहोर्नु परेको गुनासो गरिरहेका छन्। यसै सन्दर्भमा आज हामीले अस्पताल आएका बिरामी तथा आफन्तहरूलाई सोधेका छौं यो अस्पतालबाट उपचार सेवा लिन के कस्ता कठिनाइहरू भोग्नु परेको छ।
यहाँ लाइनको एकदम समस्या छ।
अब म यस्तो खुट्टा भाँचिएको अपाङ्ग जस्तो मान्छे भित्र छिर्नै यति कठिनाइ छ कि जहाँ पनि लाइनै लाइन छ, अव्यवस्थित छ।
डाक्टर साहबको पालो लिनलाई धेरै गाह्रो छ। 12 बजेसम्म आउँदाखेरि तपाईँ टिकट नै लाग्ने होइन, अनि 12 बजेदेखि 1 बजेपछि प्राइभेट चार्ज नै लाग्ने।
सुविस्ता त के छ र, हामी बुढाबुढी अब बिमारी छ, अडिनै सकेको छैन।
बिरामी यस्तो लिएर आउँदा धेरै बेर उभिन पर्ने, वृद्ध लिएर आउँदा पनि अघि जाउँ भन्दा नपाइने, कष्ट त एकदम बहुत कष्ट छ।
2 घन्टा 3 घन्टा लाइन बस्नुपर्छ। त्यो ठाउँमा त लाइन बसेर हुने नि, 4 ठाउँमा लाइन बस्नुपर्छ।
एक दिन टिकट लिँदा नै ठिक्क हुन्छ, एक दिन चेकअप गर्न नै र अर्को दिन त्यो रिपोर्ट गर्न नै यति लामो लङ टाइम जान्छ कि त्यो टिकट लिएर एक दिनमै यो काम गरौँला भन्ने सम्भवै छैन।
प्रादेशिक स्तरको अस्पताल बनाउनु पर्ने आवाज उठिरहेका बेला राज्यले यस्ता अस्पतालबाट प्रदान गरिने सेवा प्रविधि मैत्रीसँगै गुणस्तर र छिटो छरितो बनाउन पहल गर्न जरुरी छ।
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, why has Oil Corporation given operating license to gas companies which lack required criteria? And options are A, nexus among businesses, and B, insensitive towards accidents. The voting is on. Type in AWS, select your option A or B and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And before we wrap up, a reminder of the top stories. Opposition alleges the government of remaining silent over controversial tax hike. Lawmakers of ruling party charges opposition of exaggerating the issue. Cancer patients on the rise across the country. Government fails to aware the public about vaccines to prevent deadly cancer virus. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull survives a challenge to his leadership by a senior government colleague. And Liverpool maintained their perfect start to the Premier League season with a 2-0 victory against Crystal Palace. And that's all for this hour. Keep watching Kantipur TV SD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day.